I already have somebody here waiting. Sharon, I hear that, Sharon, you are being quarantined. And there's a part of me that's like, wow, that's kind of exciting. I mean, not the whole like, hey, you might be tested positive for for COVID, but it's kind of like, oh, I need everyone to stay away from me because I'm quarantining. Not me, for those of you who are watching, someone else who's watching. I'm so far so good. Knock on wood. So welcome, guys. It's Monday night. Welcome to my YouTube. And I always keep Facebook running just because, why not? But if this is an opportunity for all of us to kind of interact, and you could ask me questions about all things intuitive, personal development, energy-wise, mediumship-wise. It's not time to ask a personal intuitive question, and I don't do readings tonight. Although, I always kind of jump on here and surprise when I do take just reading. So for those of you who are watching on Facebook, if you want to ask me direct questions about things that are generalized, by all means, jump on YouTube to do that, or you could stay on Facebook itself to watch, which I totally appreciate. And don't forget, if you haven't liked my Facebook page or my YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube or like the Facebook page, because why not? Why not? I hope my content is helpful content. It's helpful. I hope. I try to stay away from politics. No, I totally stay away from politics because we are burnt out. And tonight, I kind of want to start off with a topic of something that a lot of you are bringing to me quite often, and it's all about Deborah. I'm going nuts with social media, and I'm going nuts with the crazy fear and stress that is out there, meaning in the world. And I've lost myself. I kind of don't know what to believe. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to feel. So tonight I'm going to devote a little bit of time about how do we live in the world, but not of it? Because a lot of the content out there right now in media and social media is extraordinarily stressful. And we as humans, we can't take it. We can't take enough because we still have these like little primitive brains that register stress as your life is in danger. So when we hear stressful stuff, just know that biologically, our brain has no idea what's happening, and it actually thinks that our life is in danger, and it sets off a chemical reaction to say, respond to this danger, even though it doesn't know what the danger is. The danger is headline news. The danger is getting annoyed at someone's post, but the brain doesn't know that. So it starts sending off these hormones and chemicals, and it creates a reaction, and it affects us. On top of that, we are very unconscious beings. I just had a Zoom class where we kind of talked about the 3 aspects of self. And we're very unconscious. So when we get into a triggered or fear space, we then dip down into our unconscious human experiences, and everything is exacerbated. And we don't know what end is up. We can't trust our intuition. We just feel stressed all the time. And we kind of just go deeper into ourselves, which is super harmful to ourselves, super harmful to our immediate family and friends, our community, and then the globe at large, because energetically we're all kind of just pulling back in a way, or fighting, or just yelling and screaming. So tonight is a little bit about kind of paying attention to that process that you go through when you hear opinions that you don't agree with, or that you're in this constant fear and this lurking of, this pandemic that's going on. So I want to use an analogy because I find that to be the best way we learn. So for those, it's kind of a funny analogy. Well, I don't know if it's funny. It's true as hell, but kind of gross. But you know, when you live in a house with a bunch of people or work, maybe you don't live in a house with a bunch of people, you work in an office or you are around a bunch of people, and one of these people in your close proximity come down with a stomach virus. You know where I'm going with this. One comes down with the stomach virus, and the natural human inclination, even as a mother, yeah, we run to, oh, let me help, let me take care of you. But as a mother, the background of my thoughts is, oh shit, I'm going down next. Or who's next? And so I always say the first man down in a stomach virus is the lucky one, because they didn't have the fear of the stomach virus to then add to a possible stomach virus. But everyone else in the household or everyone else in the office or in the classroom or wherever you may be starts getting that, oh my God, I think I'm sick. I think I'm nauseous. Oh my God, I get it. I'm getting it. And then you're just like, no, I think I'm good. I'm good. Oh, there it is. Oh my God, I'm so sick. And then you're like, no, I'm not. So the first man down with the stomach virus is the lucky one. Everyone else sits in the fear of just waiting to get the stomach virus. And then sometimes, usually multiple people in the family get it, and sometimes one person escapes it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So Jen is switching to ice cream. This is good. So we're gonna need a Weight Watchers program after this. So Jen likes to take shots with my hands every time they talk, and tonight she's just gonna eat ice cream. So I'm all for the ice cream. So first man down with the stomach virus, the lucky one. Everyone else in the environment is now on this stress-filled, kind of on alert. I'm on the stomach virus alert. Well, we know how that dynamic plays out in our houses. Now multiply that dynamic globally. And since January, but quite in the forefront of our consciousness and awareness, since March of this year, we are all just like, oh my God, what man is going down next? Fear of the next being the next man down. Those of you who have had COVID and have recovered from it, there's part of you that's got to be a little relieved, like, oof, I've got it. And there's a part of us who haven't that has this whole, I just wish I'd get it so I can be done with this already, right? Same with the stomach virus. I just wish I'd get it, because this living in constant fear and anticipation of what may or may not happen is killing me. That's where we all are at. We've all been waiting for something and we don't know what that something is. And it's creating collective stress out there. And it's not playing nicely with our inner institution, constitution, our inner intuition. It's wreaking havoc on everything. So what do is be aware of your process, be aware of where you're at in this, and begin to kind of sift down of like, am I okay right now? Is my immediate family okay right now? I'm okay right now. And you've got to stay there. I am also vehemently against media. I am. And I think the more of us that find media disgraceful and disgusting, because it is a money-driven avenue that we are all the bosses of, but no one wants to do anything about it. So when we start collectively, humans, not just Americans, but humans, when we start saying, you know what, Coca-Cola, this is a theory my brother brought to my attention, by the way. If we see that Coca-Cola's got a lot of ads on a TV station that's not giving us the truth or all the sides of the truth, we should not go to the radio station. We should go to Coca-Cola and say, we're not buying your products until you stop advertising and giving money for this to continue. So we have more power than we are even willing to believe. But nope, we just keep eating Coca-Cola, drinking Coca-Cola and eating our crap, and we just keep doing whatever. And then we're on this cycle of complete anxiety and angst all the time, while the whole time we are sitting on a huge pile of empowerment that no one is employing. So I want all of you to go inward. Please. This is the time. This is the time to go inward and find that inner space. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to contribute? What do you want to contribute to the world? Because you're the creation of your own experiences. You shut off the stuff that is upsetting you. Shut it off. People will say, Deborah, I would love to, but I'll never know what's going on in the news. I can't tell you how many times people say that. I just do it so I know what's going on. No, you're doing it because you're addicted to the adrenaline rush and the fear that it's getting to you. I promise you, that's what's going on. Turn it off and go find something else to do. Read a book, go garden, wash dishes. I hate that one. Go find something to do. Vacuum, hate that one too. Who knows? We all know we have a ton of tasks to do. The last thing you want is for media to be playing a bunch of barragement of fear in the background, because your brain hears it and says, arm up, something's happening. You're about to get attacked by a tiger and your life is in danger. And so all that stuff starts happening. And this is why we feel very anxious, you guys. This is one of the reasons why we feel very anxious. And we are not taught how to go inward. We're not. We largely, certainly not everyone, but largely abandoned any kind of religious practice or spiritual practice. We've abandoned that for reasons that may or may not be justified. And so we have no vehicle to go inward anymore. None. We're doing. We're putting our energy all these places. We are not dealing with this inner feelings that are going on, that are residing there. And what could possibly emerge from that is anxiety. Anxiety. I work with people every day. Everyone says, Deb, I have anxiety. I'm very anxious. I'm not feeling right. Something's wrong with me. I don't know what I want. I'm not feeling good. Something's wrong. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Everyone's in this human struggle. Everyone. If you're watching this, you're drawn to this because there's some kind of human struggle you're going through. And you're listening and you're hopefully saying, you mean everyone else is too? It's not just me? Yeah. Those of you who are aware of your human struggle, you're a little bit further along than those who aren't even aware that they're in a human struggle because they're too much in the struggle to see that they are saying, oh my God, this isn't the way it should be. You are all more powerful, intuitive beings than you are giving yourself credit for. And it's time to reverse the process for yourself, because otherwise you're just going to keep living out this cycle of fear and unempowerment. And maybe you'll get some new lawn equipment, a couple trips to Lowe's and all the shit that we waste our time with, which is important too. No offense to Lowe's, because now they'll never sponsor me. But whatever. We just keep busying ourselves. We don't go inward. And it's time. It is time to go inward. I tell all of you all the time, and I am learning more and more. I've been teaching meditation for 15 years, and I am just waking up to just how incredibly powerful it is, how completely uneducated we are, particularly this part of the world, notably the United States. We're incredibly uneducated on the value meditation brings to your life. We are uneducated on how to do it. We think it's something so much bigger. We think we can't do it. We think, oh, I've got ADD. And I remind you guys, I don't know that there's an adult out there with more ADD than myself. And yet that returning to quiet and stillness and that space within will take you to a whole new reality. You just have to start employing it, start learning more about it, because we have choices. We can either ignore this anxiety and fear and these yucky feelings, or we can take a proactive place and stance and we can address it. And meditation is one of many ways to get through this. So I know I talk about meditation over and over and over. And I know people, oh, I can't do it this, I can't do it that. I don't care where you get your meditation from. Please find a practice and a teacher who can help you. I'm one of many. You can come to me, please. I want you to. You're listening to me. I hope you resonate with me. But if it doesn't work, that I'm not the person, don't stop there. Find someone to help you, because I promise you, it is the thing that will help your health, help your anxiety, help your emotional self, your physical self, your mental self. That's it. It is the core of all answers. And once we get to the core, all the other answers, because we're still, will actually hear what we need for healing, what we need for our highest vibrational wholeness of self. So mine are on Sunday nights. All of you know that. You can join in. It's guided meditation. I just put a meditation class on sale on my Teachable, because I'm starting to like itch going, people need this. People need this. They're telling me every day, I need that, I need that, I need that. And then we're not doing it. And it really is simple. It is way more simple than you think. So please find some meditation practice. I'd love to be your teacher, but you might say, no, I don't want it to have to be. So listen to your gut and go find someone. Go find who is right. Meditation Experience on Teachable is a pre-programmed course. You take it on your own time. I have 10 different styles of meditation, ranging from 3 minutes long to 30 minutes long, and you can figure out which ways you like your meditation, what works best for you. So start there. That's key. But please hear me when I say, when we are inundated with a lot of stress and fear right now, the only thing you absolutely can control is how often you go inward. That's it. That's the only thing you guys can control. That's the only part that we have all power over. So now we're going to come out of a little bit of that victim mentality, because a lot of us have it, or have it momentarily, and everyone's going to hate me for saying that. But when you can recognize your own inner victim, then you are on your path to moving forward. You're way more empowered. You're way smarter than you think. You're way more intuitive than you know. And there are certain little things you need to do to go inward. Meditation is one of them. So are you guys hearing me? Because it's kind of like frustrating, because I'm waking up to it, by the way. I'm waking up to, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I even never realized this is the answer. This is the answer. This will set things in motion in a way that is completely organic and intuitive and individualized for yourself. It is not as hard as you think. I promise you, when you attend mine, you know me, you know my personality. I don't have a stick up my you-know-what. When we do meditation on Zoom, I feel, I watch, I connect with you, and I can see, are they going deep? How do I get them deeper? So it's a whole big thing that my meditation crew knows very well. They've been with me for 15 years now. And now it's time for a groundswell of more to attend. And now I'm Zoom. It's all through Zoom. I don't have my center anymore. And now I know why. Now I know why, because I can reach more of you, and you can actually be in your own spaces and attend more of at least my stuff and all these other teachers all over who are going on Zoom. So please, please, please promise me that you will take a proactive step towards your inner well-being, because if you don't, you got two avenues: choosing well-being and getting yourself back on a track, or not, and staying fearful, anxious, angry, sad, stuck, lethargic, numb. These are all the words my clients bring to me all the time. These are words that I have felt and intermittently feel. It's part of the human experience, but there's an answer. That's what kills me. There's an answer. There's an answer to it. There really is. So I know I'm harping on it, but it's only because it's kind of like when When someone says, you know, I don't know, I went blank. I don't have an analogy. I am the analogy. When I'm telling you, when someone says if you're anxious and upset and afraid and lost and meditation will help you, listen, that is an avenue. So that's that about that. Let's see. Now I'm going to read. You know what else thank you, Kathy. You told somebody about my meditation today. Perfect. So let me just read through. Took my first ever. Yes, Serena, I recognize you. Yes, you were surprised. So Serena's saying, I took my first meditation with you last night and was so surprised I was able actually to do it. Absolutely. I'm surprised I can do it, you guys. I'm surprised. But it only gets easier. It only gets easier. So thank you for saying that, Serena. It really does. And you know what? You start to build up a little bit of a kinship with the tribe, with the people on, but you're not stuck. You're not stuck with, oh my God, I have to have new friends. Because, we're not stuck to like, oh my God, you're going to give me COVID or whatever. It's perfect. You can be in your homes, and I know sometimes our homes are like the least peaceful space, but you can be in your home and you can be a part of something bigger than you, but it's all about you at the same time. So please, 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 if you learn nothing else from tonight, you need to hear you're not as fucked up as you think, and you are way more empowered and capable than you're giving yourself credit for. And sometimes in life, we just have no clue what direction to go in. We think we have screwed everything up. We wish we did everything different. And then we sit in it and we're stuck and we're sad. And then we go on social media and we go, hashtag I'm amazing, I love life. And we're feeling completely disconnected and completely not attached to our authentic self. And we're just raising our vibration of inauthenticity. So there's a way to get back to your authentic self, be who you are. There is a way. Meditation is one of them. And I can't implore you all enough to do it. Please, please, please. Yes, Kai is saying, I've been feeling all of those things. The other thing is important is to recognize that everybody is feeling this. Everybody is feeling this. I've expressed this, I happen to love quarantine life. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a very socially driven person. I love being home. I'm the biggest nerd that I know. It's only getting more nerdy and I love it. I love reading. I love learning. I love focusing. I like being at my house. So maybe I'm like hermit style. I don't really know. But I like quarantine life. And yet it's a stressful time. So some of you might say, but I'm liking this. Yeah, you might like this, but there's some aspects of this that are very unnerving, very unnerving. The social ramifications for our kids, are these masks going to ever go away? The answer to that is probably not. We've been thrown into a new way of living. We're amazing human beings. We've adapted. And now we need to start moving forward with consciousness of self so that we can create a groundswell of people who are individually empowered and happy just because. Just because. That's my job. That's my role. That's my goal. That's what I do. That's what I'm best at, to be honest. Everyone knows me as the woman who talks to dead people, which kind of even creeps me out. I'm not going to lie. That's a tip of the iceberg of what I do for people. All of this other stuff, when I give rise and help you see that there's so much life within you that you're not even seeing and experiencing, that's magical. So mediumship is this cool compared to all of this other awareness stuff that you have inside, and we just kind of need to know how to tweak them. That's my goal. That's my love. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Thank you. So on that note, I know I sound annoying. Where do we go from here? So these nights are all about generalized kind of topics to talk about. So it's not when I ask you if you have any questions, it's more about stuff that applies to all. So it might be a question you want to know, but I'm not answering like personal intuitive questions. And that's when I usually see the numbers drop. As soon as I say that, I see the numbers like Facebook like, oh, she's not answering the question, and people leave. And those that stay on, you're my people. Why? Because you're the ones that want to learn. You're the ones that want to change something. And yeah, sometimes people get distracted and they have to go. I get it. So I'm not a total jackass. But the ones that stay here, you're the ones that feel that something needs to change in you. You might know what it is, you might not, and you stick with this for a reason. So you're the ones that are ready to do the work. Because as soon as I say there were 65 people on YouTube, or was it Facebook? Now I forget. And the numbers just bloop. Yeah, I don't want anything. If she's not going to tell me about, where did my great aunt stash all the cash? If she's not going to tell me that, I don't like her. I don't want any part of her. So there's an aspect of that. There's a necessary part of mediumship, but there's a groundswell of so much more energy and information within yourself that I want to lift that up from all of you. That's what I want to do. That's my job. That's what I love. So when I ask you tonight, do you have any questions? I don't mean personal intuitive questions. I do mean just what do you want to know? What do you want to learn? What do you want more insight generalized on? So now I will open up the floor for that. Those of you on Facebook, I'm seeing all of you. If you have any kind of generalized broad questions, I only really watch my YouTube people, so I highly encourage you to go to YouTube to subscribe to that so you can ask direct questions or comments. Just make comments. If you've taken a class with me, share what it's done for you. Share what's going on. So that's the difference. I just keep Facebook on just because it's Facebook. Why not? So questions. Nobody has a question. I hear crickets. Everyone's like, no, Deborah, you've solved all the problems of the world in your introduction, and now we are all meditating and fine, which is good news. This is good news. People are like, I don't know what to ask. I'm looking for someone who contacted me and I told them to ask me, but okay, no. Marge, thank you. You liked my analogy of the stomach virus, and the first man down is lucky. Everyone else is not. For those of you who missed that part, I'm equating COVID and the situation of the globe with the microcosm example of your own home or office. When the first person goes down with the stomach virus, everyone else freaks out and is on edge, and that's the way we've all been existing since March of this year. We have all been on bated breath, waiting for everything to happen, waiting for the election to happen. And I don't bring politics. I don't want political statements posted here. I'm going to ignore it because nobody cares. Nobody wants it. We all have our opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. Stick with your opinion. I honor your opinion. I've got my own. This place is not about politics at all, but the election is breeding a lot of anxiety for people. It's breeding a lot of fights and wars on Facebook, which I get. Sometimes I get like, ooh, like that. And then I go, I could scroll by. I could totally just, who am I to say who somebody likes or not like? That's, that's the way it goes. So no one has a question. Oh, there's lots of questions. Sorry. Jen wants to know if she can have some of my Nutrisystem snacks. Did I ever take a picture of the Nutrisystem snacks? Oh my God, hilarious. Okay. So Patricia, thank you for asking. I have continued to try to be positive during this pandemic, but now I'm feeling this sense of unrest and feeling of worry. Is it something in the universe or just me? It's definitely something in the universe, but there's a groundswell. Well, like I said, it's that We're all on bated breath of what's going to happen next. Who's going to get the stomach virus next? Who's going to go down? Is it me? Is it this one? Is it that one? I don't know what to do. So it's been that for what month are we? 6 months? Has it been 6 months? 7 months. 7 months of on edge. 7 months of drastically changing the way we live. Kind of a wild concept. So that alone would definitely create this feeling of unrest and worry. There is a universal, we're at a junction point of, because so many people are in the same boat at the same time, there's a collective consciousness of unrest, instability, and worry. This is all true. So it's out in the universe and you're picking up on it. And then you get to, this is where we change things. You get to go inward and ask yourself, am I okay right now? Usually this unrest has to do with uncertainty, the concept of uncertainty. Humans don't like to not know something. We don't like to not know. So when we don't know something, we're fearful because of the design of the way our mind works and our unconscious works and all of that. So what do you do, Patricia, for this is feel the feeling of unrest and worry. Ask yourself, is there anything in your current immediate environment that is showing you that you should be fearful and worried? And you might say, yes, COVID's everywhere. And it is true, it is. But are you okay right now? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And when you're okay right now, then you stay there. You stay in that space of, I'm okay right now. In this moment, I am okay. We can send love and thoughts to people who are not, but it's, I'm okay right now. We're only responsible for this vehicle, our own individual selves. We have to start there. And if you want to contribute to the collective consciousness, we have a choice. Do we contribute more fear and create more fear in the ether? Or do we contribute what I just talked about in my Zoom class is the I am presence. I am okay. I am here right now. I don't know what's next, which nobody likes at all. Lauren is asking, do you feel social media is helping people awaken or distracting people so much that collectively the shift is going in the wrong direction, or is that part of the process? It's a great question, Lauren. It depends on who you follow on social media. If you are following the new thought leaders, if you are following the people who are contributing to the wellness of the world, then it is making a positive shift for sure. But if you're following the YouTubers that like to make fun of other people at their expense, if you are following the people who are presenting one side of their life but not showing the full story, that includes big social media YouTubers and also your family and friends, it depends. And you have to start watching. Who are you watching? Who are you following? What are your interests? Are you following the drama, or are you following the new thought, the ones who are contributing peace to the world? Are you, that's it. So first you have to ask yourself that, and you have to look at that. Now I like a couple of, I'm trying to think. I don't know that I like any YouTubers, or I'm not aware, I'm not thinking of them in the moment, that are displaying some sort of image that isn't consistent with who they are. I don't know that I am. I like to follow people who like to contribute humor to the world, because humor brings energy up and laughter. And I like to follow the new thought leaders, the people who are the meditation, the yoga, people who are talking about yoga from a true yogic sense, not just people who are like, look at me, I could do a handstand, although that's pretty cool too. So you have to look. Everybody has to look like, who am I engaging with? Am I watching TV that is very dramatic? Am I watching the energies of the Jerry Springer shows? It's fake, it's drama, it's conjured up. That's one level of consciousness? Or are you following people that are lighthearted and looking to move things? And there's nothing wrong with either, but pay attention. Pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Also, pay attention to, are you showing up authentically on social media? Are you just posting the highlight reels, which a lot of us do? And that doesn't mean that, like, I will post, oh my God, Greg did this for me today. And I love that. And I genuinely mean that he did that for me. I don't post, oh my God, I lost my shit on Greg today. And I called him a dumbass or something. I don't post that. So I'm just as guilty. But you got to look at that. You got to look at, like, what are your posts? What are you trying to say to people? What are you trying to show? Because if you're only giving a part of the story, you're not showing your full authentic self. Other side is, I also don't want to contribute to the constant friction and anxious. So there's a part of me that I'm not going to post negativity. So but you have to, with consciousness, pay attention to, where do you stand with this? What is your job on this? I see so many people that do come to me and they say, oh my gosh, so-and-so wants so much drama. And I'm so tired of the drama, Deborah. I'm so tired of the drama. And then they will post something on Facebook that is extraordinarily drama driven and filled, but they're not seeing their own contribution to drama. So I am asking people to start becoming aware of, what are you contributing? Become aware of your actions. When people post, I'm sick and tired of everybody yelling on Facebook, a mirror, look at a mirror. It's okay. It's okay. We can do that, but you can't not see yourself. Any kind of cast or net we throw out, it's probably a reflection of ourselves. So yes, I think social media has the ability to raise consciousness. Now it just comes down to the individual user of whether we actually will or not. And that is, again, back to self. Back to self. What are you contributing to the universe? During these crazy times, do you think are prevalent or prevalent? Either way, I know what the meaning is. Personality traits emerge. I think our unconscious personality traits emerge. I think the things kind of like the dark side of ourself, the impatient side, the lack of tolerance for other people's side that we all have. We all have anger. We all have impatience. We all have that mother. Why they do that? And who would do that? And we have judgment of self. We all do. And the people who tell me they don't are the biggest, most unconscious energies out there. So if you're saying, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. And it's fine. Join the hug, but wake the fuck up to yourself, my loves. Okay. We'll love you. But you got to see what you're contributing both sides. So I could be incredibly impatient. I talk about it on here all the time. Happens. And then most of the time, I would say 99% of the time, I put up the mirror and I'm like, wow, I'm an animal. But nobody likes to be the animal. No one likes to admit that. So again, come back to truth of self. Truth. What's true of you? I'm not patient all the time. I will call a slow driver in the left lane a dumb motherfucker every single time. And I will be pissed. And I will then proclaim peace and love on the planet for all beings. A little bit of a contradiction there. But let's be aware of it so you can see your dark side so we know what's there. And then it becomes okay. It's kind of like my friend Kristen just said this weekend. I like to invite these darker aspects of myself to the table so I can sit with my anger, or I can sit with my edgy self or my greedy self or my, whatever it is, the aspect of ourselves. And when we sit with it, then we actually create true compassion. When we see someone else displaying impatience, I don't go, what the hell is wrong with you? I go, oh, I got you. I know that feeling. And that creates connection, compassion. So I think our unconscious traits emerge, but they won't do much until we actually look at them. And I think all of you should like jot down, what are some of these parts of yourself that emerge? People don't like to admit they're jealous, they're angry, they're spiteful, passive aggressive. That's another one I do really well, mostly to family. I don't have a need really to anyone else, but I can have a very passive aggressive. You guys hear me. I make little zingers all the time because I know certain family members are watching. And I'm like, bloop, there you go. Package delivered. Thanks. Not nice. It's not nice, but it exists in me. And I'd be a liar if I didn't admit it. So kind of look at those things. You'll be better for it. You'll feel connected. So when I see someone being passive aggressive, yeah, I get pretty pissed when I see someone being passive. I'm not gonna lie. I have less tolerance, but I can understand it. I can see like, oh, there it is. There it is. So that's why people like sessions with me, because there's nothing you can say to me that you are or you felt that I'm gonna be like, whoa, woo, you're weirdo. You are scary. I'm not kidding. And when I'm in that space, in that focused space in a session, if you told me, Deborah, I got this issue. I just like stabbing people with a fork and I don't know what to do. I got all day for you. I got all day. I'd be like, okay, we can figure this out. I too can relate to wanting to stab people with a fork all day. I got you. Let's work on this. Why? Because you have looked at your dark side. You have recognized it as a dark side and you want some assistance with it. It's the people that go, no, I am so peaceful all the time, where I'm like, I want to stab you with a fork all day. Am I right, you guys? Am I right? So does that answer your question, Maria? My viewpoint on that? Tiana says, what is the physical goal of meditation? I feel like I don't do it right. I guarantee the feeling I don't do it right is a theme in your life, because meditation will reflect back to us one of our biggest, or many of our biggest core beliefs about ourselves. So the more we sit with it, the more it kind of dissolves around us. You can't do meditation wrong. That's the cool thing. You can't. The physical goal is to sit with yourself, sitting down with yourself in a comfortable position, most likely upright. Unless you have back and hip issues, then you can lay flat. And you sit to watch and observe or hear or listen to the dialogue and the churnings of our mind. You're just watching. And it's a shit show in there. It's a shit show, right? So once you sit and you're like, I'm going to meditate. See, this is where we're very uneducated. This is what I mean by we're all uneducated, especially in the United States, about what meditation is, because our most association with meditation is that I'm supposed to sit and feel blissful and one with everything. But that's not what happens at all. That might be something that happens occasionally in meditation. And the more you do it, the more you'll have a deeper experience. But at first, when you're just sitting with still meditation, guided is a little different, a guided meditation. But a stillness meditation, you're sitting there and you're going, okay, I'm meditating. Okay, I'm supposed to breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. Woo, I can't breathe. Okay. No, I can breathe. I can breathe. In through my nose, out my mouth. What? Okay. I can't breathe in through my nose and out my mouth. Oh, my nose is clogged. Ugh, can I just breathe in and out of my mouth? Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna, oh my God, shut up, Deb. I can't do this. And we stop. That's what happens. But instead, we want to go, okay, I'm totally concerned and wrapped up about my breathing. It's okay. God, I'm hot. It's hot in here. Wish I didn't wear a sweater to sit down, meditate. Oh, there's a thought. Yeah, I should probably take the sweater off. So hot. Woo! Take the sweater off and you're like, I can't do it. I can't sit still. I'm too hot. Sit back with your t-shirt on. You start again. You're like, oh God, I'm glad I took that sweatshirt off. Okay, I'm going to sit. I'm going to breathe. I'm breathing. My God, this isn't working. I don't know. Oh, is that the laundry machine? Did that just, I gotta go get the laundry. And you leave. That's one meditation. Come back, begin again. Okay, I'm gonna breathe. Shoulders hurt. Oh, stretch, itch. There's so many sensations that start to come up. It's miserable, okay? So it's miserable at first. I'm not gonna lie, it's miserable. So you sit again, you begin again. This is the process. It's not, you see those pictures of people meditating, they're like, no, that's not what happens. I promise you, you're not doing it wrong. In fact, you're realizing, God, I'm a fucking chatterbox. Shut up. I'm tiring myself. That thought made me a little more quiet. Interesting. Now I can feel myself breathing. Now I can sink deeper into my chair. And then you begin to notice what pops up. And then you come back to sitting, and I'm back to my breath. And that is why meditation is called a practice. You are sitting, noticing the insanity of our thinking minds, and we are sitting with it to notice it, to meet it, because we've got that insane mind and we're running around all day with it, and we never stop to kind of cool it down. It's like a car engine that runs and runs and runs and runs and runs. It's like, I just need some, I don't know what engines need, antifreeze, oil, goo. I don't know what engines need, but you guys catch my drift with the analogy. I just need to cool down. Just need to know what it feels like to be in my own body and in my own mind. It's painful at first. It's maddening at first. You feel crazy at first. This is meditation, not this. The more you do it, the more it just feels good. It just feels good to just shh. You don't need to do it for hours at a time. Set a timer. I set my phone all the time. Set a timer that says 2 minutes. I guarantee 2 minutes is a tough time. It's eternity when you're meditating. You're like, oh my God, Deb's right. I'm so friggin' hot. What's that about? You're going to see this. It's a process. You stick with it. Just do it right. It's really hilarious. Find the humor in yourself in it. Like, wow, you mean to tell me this is happening all day long in here? Yep. And come to stillness. You'll get moments of, quiet, moments. And then those moments string into seconds, and then those seconds into minutes, and then those minutes into 5 minutes. And then when your waking state, because your mind is calmer and your mind is in a better space because you cooled it down for a little bit, you don't feel as reactive or confused by life because you understand presence, you understand slowing down. And I promise you, this is why I love teaching it so much, because it is absolutely life changing. Like, you don't change anything else in your life. Your relationship will get better. Your health will get better. Your finances will get better. Your aspect and thoughts of self will get better. Relationship and your parenting will get better. Your relationship with friends will get better. It all starts here. I promise you. That's not a line. That's what happens. So that's why I keep pressing it so much. That's why I'm like getting like, oh my God, I don't talk about it enough, because I never want to be like a persuasive person. I feel like, if you meant to find me, meant to find me. If I can help you, we'll be gravitated towards each other and we'll work together, or we won't. Or that's truly my belief. But I'm starting to get like, I want to help. I want to help people. I really want to help people turn the lights on for themselves. I really want to help and contribute to the collective consciousness of awakening and empowering people versus being part of the problem that is spilling and spewing fear, inadequacy, and yeah, you're screwed up because you're anxious, and no, your dreams will never come true, and you're just a mess. I don't want to contribute to that. I don't. I want no degree. I want no part of that. None. I want to help people see themselves. That's all I want. That's all I do. So now I have to speak up about it. I have to tell you what I do. I have to, because if you want it, you'll go, I didn't even know she did that. I didn't even know. More people, I've been doing it for 15 years. People, I didn't know you did meditation. I'm like, okay, I do. And so that's how things get set into motion. So I hope that answers your question, Tiana. You're not doing it wrong. You're not. If you start levitating the first time you ever meditate, I'd be like, oh my God, could you call me? Because like, that's pretty cool. Doesn't happen, but it's a process. Finding a teacher is important. I didn't realize that as much as I do now. 15 years later, I'm like, oh yeah, we need instruction on this. This isn't natural. Not when we're adults. It's natural to kids, but not when we're adults. It's not a natural thing. So I hope that helps you. Let's see. Linda, it's been a long time since I've seen you. Say more about 5D, please. 5D, to my very limited understanding, is a concept of a level of living in a reality that is kind of up-leveling in consciousness. So 5D, we're not talking about 5G, you guys, like Wi-Fi stuff. 5D is this whole belief concept that talks about the more we grow and the more conscious we become, we catapult our collective consciousness, humanity's awareness of themselves and what's possible, and we lift it up to a whole new level to where possibilities that we can't even conceive yet are possible. So kind of going back in time, an example of shifting or up-leveling from 1D to 2D, and I don't know if this is really in the 1 to 2D or if it's 2 to 3D, this part I don't know. But back say 40,000 years ago, well, no, my God, say 2,000 years ago, but as far back as 45,000 years ago when you got cavemen existing, their ability and awareness was not to a place that we are at now. They were on very much survival mode, and they had no concept, none, no awareness, no ability to even conceive or think about the possibility of someday you have a fixed dwelling that stays intact. Animals don't move into it. Winds and rain, for the most part, don't crash it down. And you can walk into that permanent dwelling and you can do this and a light goes on and it stays there until you don't want it on. No concept of that. No ability to even conceive that as a possibility. And yet here we are. So think about our consciousness right now is, well, this is what's real. This is what's in front of us. And yet, what are we not even aware of is possible? Just like they were not aware of the simple lights that we take for granted as possible. Time travel, telepathy, connecting to your deceased loved ones. We're in that junction point where we're going, holy shit, that is possible. The cooler part, in my opinion, is you don't need a medium for that. You're doing that already. You're part of that groundswell already. That's the new shift. That's part of my job. I don't want you to need a medium. I don't want you to need me. I feel I'm grateful and gracious and love that you call on me for that. But I want to level up that one even more, going, wait a minute, I got something more for you. You can do this too. You can connect with your people too. There's a whole thing going on. And now let me tell you what that is so that you too can feel connected to energies all over the universe. That's the next up level. So 5D is this massive perceived leap into a new space of consciousness where we start to realize, oh my God, what more is possible and out there? That is my understanding and interpretation of it. So great question. Thoughts on astrology and astrologers and ones who predict based on your chart. I love astrology. Fascinated by it. The first, I don't know if she's on here tonight. I don't know if I've seen her, but the first astrologer that ever blew my mind was a woman by, hope she doesn't mind me saying this because she's not in the business as much anymore, even though I keep going, Kim, I'm telling you, you need to do this. Her name is Kim Manini, and she's phenomenal, very intuitive. I met her at James Von Prague workshop at Omega in 2007. She and I clicked. It was the weirdest thing. I met her. I thought I knew her. She thought we knew me. We were just like, I don't know. It was just one of those boom type of energies. People thought we were best friends for like years and years. They're like, you guys just met? And we're like, I know. I feel like we know each other. And we sat at lunch. Maybe some of you who are there are on here, and I would love for you to weigh in on this. We were sitting at lunch, and we're talking about like our different intuitive whatever we do. And she was saying she's an astrologer. And I was telling them like, yeah, I do this intuitive stuff and whatever. And we're going around the table and I'm kind of doing like little readings, little insight things. And someone was asking about career or whatever. And I was like, yeah, in about 6 or 8 months. And Kim had their charts in front of them. And she's looking like, yeah, according to her charts, about 6 to 8 months too. And everything she was saying, I was feeling, and everything I was saying, she was validating with these charts. So that was my first experience. And then she did a reading on me and she said, she doesn't know me. Let's forget. Let's remember, she doesn't know me. There's something that happened to you at 3 years old. What happened to you at 3? And it totally set the template of why you do what you do today. She didn't even know what I did yet. This is before we sat for lunch. What happened to you at 3 that set the template of why you do the career you do now? For those of you who have not read my book, I'll refresh you. When I was 3, my brother died. When I was 3, I got popped open to the possibility and awareness of consciousness existing after a physical death. At 3, my little mind knew that my brother was still here and also knew that he wasn't. So at 3, something, my brother dying, happened that set the template for what I do at that time. So that blew my mind. So what do I think about it? I think it's absolutely amazing. I think there are, just like everything else, charts are cool. I think it's the astrologer who can move with the chart and understand the chart that makes it even more intense. How is it done? I always vary on that. Like, astrology is still a man-made thing, and it's a system. Man-made meaning we created the system. How is it so accurate? I don't really know. Is it always accurate? Nope, I don't think so. So I think a good astrologer is the one that gives the best PR for astrology. Does that make sense? So that's my thought. Kai, is sleeplessness a sign of awakening? No, opposite. Sleeplessness is a sign of anxiety, of not being present, of worrying about something in the future, something in the past. It's a disturbance of your energy field because and this is what all anxiety is because your mind jumped ahead to something in the future that's not happening right now and it can't grab onto something tangible, or the mind goes back to the past to something that happened that you can't change. And so it's kind of like your mind and energy kind of leave your body and then they're like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I use this analogy in my coaching class this Sunday. Anxiety is kind of like when you're a little kid and you leave your parents and you're just wandering like the mall or something, and then you realize they're not there, and you're like, Mom, Dad, oh my God, you're freaking out. Like, how many of you remember? I still remember losing my parents and having complete like breakdown, like, oh my God, I'm never going to find them again. That's the analogy. Like, your energy is like that little child. It left your body, and it's like, where's Deborah? Where'd she go? I don't know how to get back to her. So it's about not being present. So, and it's hard. It's a difficult practice. But again, meditation helps with this. It helps calm the system. It helps understanding the feedback that your brain is giving to you. There's so much to it. So sleeplessness is big right now. And we've all had those nights where it's like, can't sleep at all. Can't sleep at all. Sometimes it's you had caffeine. Sometimes it's you slept and, took a late nap. Not all sleeplessness is anxiety, but a large part of it. Sometimes it's hormonal. I know for women, menopause, premenopause, sleeplessness is because your clock, your hormones are all off. So there's many different things, but I would pinpoint mostly anxiety. Mostly anxiety. Again, turn off your TVs. Turn off your TVs. I know a lot of people who keep their TV on at night because people say, well, I need noise in the background. And put on calming chimes. Put on ocean waves. Put on crickets. No, don't do that. That's annoying. Put on something soothing. Why the news? Are you kidding me? That's like a death trap to put news on while you sleep. People say, my husband likes it. Tell him too fucking bad. How about that? Sorry, husbands, but I'm not lying. It's not good for him either. This is why I'm not always popular with your spouses, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's see. 219 days, but who's counting? What's 219 days? I might have missed something. Let's see. Netflix, social media decides your next thought's going to be. Yep. By the way, media, they employ psychologists who dictate how commercials are worded, the lighting, the sound. This is very, very finely crafted information to hit the human psyche in the way they want. So when I sound like I'm a conspiracy theorist, that's true. There's market media psychologists that work for that purpose. They pick colors and all media. That's what it is. It's a bounce back of psychologically what do people gravitate towards and what they don't. So what do? You revolt. You say, no, I'm not doing it. I don't want to be pulled into drama. I don't want to be pulled into fear. I promise you, I haven't skipped a news beat. Not the big stuff. Haven't skipped a news beat. Never is media on in this house. Never is the news. I can look up on the phone, whatever is the headline, and I can read an article or two. And I usually like to go through different varying stations or, from the CNN to the Fox, the New York Times, or whatever. I like to check a few. And a lot of times I get sickened with how different they all are. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. So I got a little bit of the gist of the information. I got what I need to know, and then I move on. That's it. Let's see. I've unfollowed numerous friends and family members. I can't stand what they post. I know. It can get upsetting too to say, gosh, I didn't think someone felt this way, but it's our dark side. So if we see like this dark, angry side of someone else, we do want to look at like, okay, where is this within me? So Shelley is saying, my dark side's alive and well at this point in this crazy world. Your dark side is engaged by things that you find offensive and wrong, and it's bothering you, and you want to spew back. And that's the dark side of yourself that you're looking at. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like an observation, like, oof, yeah, this doesn't resonate with me. We change our words to this resonates with me and this feels good to this doesn't resonate with me. Let's stop saying this is right and that is wrong. This is bad and that is good. Let's stop that. I promise you. Try this for the next week. It doesn't resonate with me. Doesn't resonate with me. Doesn't feel right for me. Doesn't resonate. Right and wrong is divisive. Completely splitting. You're right, I'm wrong. Boop, we're on two separate sides. Someone gives you something. No, I don't feel that. That doesn't resonate with me. That's not argumentative. It's self-claiming. It doesn't resonate with me. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying it doesn't feel right to me. That's it. You're allowed to have that. You're an adult, and kids are allowed to say that. That doesn't feel right to me. I don't like it. And when you activate that, you stop with the divisiveness, because when we really say, no, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, we're just as wrong as the person who's saying, no, you're wrong, because now we're trying to divide. Does that make sense? I hope so. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Hello, Diane. Diane. Hi, Diane. Kai, I would think that a lot of this rocking slowly, strong presence is awakening of yourself. Yeah, so now I see what you meant with the other part of the question of sleeplessness. A little bit different than what I was originally thought your question was intending. So keep claiming it as your own energy versus an energy of anything or anyone external. Even though we all want the external energies and the perception of the external, we are all better mediums when we can figure ourselves out first. Everybody always wants to jump to, I feel this presence, what do they want? And I teach, if that presence was you, what do you want? To start here first. Mediumship is highly reflective, highly self-aware. A good medium cannot be not self-aware, because then you can't differentiate what your stuff is, which is their stuff. So that's a subtle help to go inward. And Tiana said, my brain doesn't stop ever. The chatter is awful, Carolyn. Yep. Liz, oh my God, good to see you on here. We all need to meditate. Mindfulness class, meditation, everything enters your thoughts, acknowledge it, let it go, come back to center. Absolutely. Yep, notice it. Boop. And when we say let it go, sometimes we can't let it go, which makes us crazy. So we just say, oh, I see you. Oh, I hear you, thought. There you are. You could stay. You could stay if you want. I'm gonna take my attention away from you. Sometimes we can't let certain thoughts go, and the more we tell ourselves to let our thoughts go, the more it sticks with us. Does anyone ever feel an overwhelming energy, like a crowded room feeling? That would speak to me as anxiety. That really would. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing, but that would be, oh my gosh, there's too much. So I would start, Kai, with your own inner sensations. These are really good that you're picking up, and that's a great analogy. Overwhelming energy, feels like a crowded room, but then I want you to start deciphering, okay, what's going on within me? Because anything external is a reflection first of what's going on inside. So that's going to be the most powerful for you in the long run. Let's see. Yay, Cheryl, thank you. Kieran, that's who I was looking for before, because I know you have a question to ask. Let's see. I've been listening to Abraham Hicks' sleep meditation and still can't sleep. Use your imagination. Activate your imagination. That's one of my little helpful techniques that I discuss when I start my Sunday night live meditations. I always start off by telling you, use your imagination. So if somebody is leading a meditation, activate your imagination by, if they say, oh, imagine you're walking down a beautiful path, see a rainbow. Start to use your imagination, conjure that up as much as possible, and see if you can get deeper into the meditation. Let's see. La la la. Oh, DJ K Solo. I was wondering what you're talking about, Callie. So I just thought maybe I missed something. So now I see what you're doing. That's funny. Hear it all the time across from the Hudson. St. Remy. Have you ever read the book Signs by Lara Lynn Jackson? No, I haven't. I haven't even heard of her yet. So that's a good one to think about. Let's see. Or to pay attention to. This microphone. Matt, I think I'm the only male on your stream. You're the only, nope, because there's a Vincent right above you, so you're not. But maybe, males tend to stay away, not from me, but from this material. So stay, don't go anywhere. And Greg is on too. Oh, cool. So watch the Netflix, The Social Dilemma, to your point on psychology and media. Thank you for that. I will look it up, even though in past broadcasts I have discussed how psychotic I get that I can never find or remember the Netflix password, and therefore I can't operate the TV. But even before the password, I can't even figure out the 19 remotes it takes to turn the TV on, which in 2020, I was kind of expecting that the TV would be more like Alexa, like TV, turn on, go to Social Dilemma. It'd be nice. No, doesn't work like that. I don't know. And I don't have the patience to learn it. It's simple. Just do this. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, it's not simple. I have a headache. I'm just going to go read a book. That's how I roll when it comes to the TV. No patience. Because I am revolting over the fact that 2020 does not have a fucking remote that you click a button. Now, what about let's talk about this. Let's do a little rant. Sorry, off my spiritual little chair. I'll get on this one, a truth chair. What about how they make you use the arrows to type in a show's name? Why don't you just give me a freaking keyboard? Why don't you connect to my phone and I can text it in and get there? Nope, I got to do. Oh, shit. Backward. Is it working? No. Crap. Capitalized. Space. Fuck, I forgot the space. Who is doing this? I'm serious. Are you guys doing this? Are you guys literally engaging in this revolt? I say another revolution against the TV companies. They got to come up with an Alexis program. TV. I want to watch you. TV. I'm calling upon you. TV, turn on to The Social Dilemma. On Netflix. TV, remember my password, please. I'm the only one in my house. No one stole it. Thank you. Oh, look at that. There it is. No, it doesn't work like that. It makes me bat shit crazy. I'm not going to lie. Bat shit crazy. Oh, God. Okay, Kieran, just remind me what the question was. Rephrase the question. So, yeah. Greg said only real men can understand. Are you meaning real men can understand, like, being on here? Is that what you mean? Yes, real men. That's right. Cheryl, it's you in a nutshell. Right? Annoying. Thank you. Effing true. Right? You guys, come on. Oh, I hear the kids when the game's on. It takes 14 minutes to find the fucking game. I don't get it. I'm not kidding. This is like a genuine, like, my mind is blown at the inefficiency of these goddamn remotes. I'm blown. My mind isn't blown over connecting with the deceased anymore. It's not. My mind is blown at the stupidity of these stupid remotes with the arrow and the caps. You got to go back and... No, there has to be a better way. People say, find it on your iPad. I can't find it on my iPad because it's not on my iPad. Why can't the TV connect to my iPad? And then I can just sit there. Something's got to give. Can we send this to Sony or Panasonic? And are these even brands that are in anymore? I don't even know. That's how long it has been since I've watched TV. Before quarantine, Greg and I were on this Criminal Minds kick, right? It was the first mindless TV that I've watched in decades. I'm not kidding. I loved it. I loved the show. It was just, I don't know, it was mindless. I lost myself. I was engaged. I liked that one Dr. Reed, so smart, right? So I liked watching the show. And then quarantine happened and a little bit of like anxiety was in the air of like, ooh, what's going to happen here? And then we both agreed, like, you know what, Criminal Minds at night before we go to bed in quarantine in this uncertain times, it's not really doing good for our psyches. Let's kind of put that on the back burner until another time. And we haven't picked it up yet. Yeah. So, yeah. Maybe it's time. When the remotes change, it'll be time. Let's see. Thank you. I will stay bad. Try to make more in the future. I am enjoying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I make more. I got a lot more. I got a lot more material. Oh my God, Jen, that's funny. My kids go off to college. I can't work the TV, and I end up calling them to talk me through on how to do it. It's sad. Yeah. Yeah. Just way back in the day when remotes got invented, like 35 years ago, and they haven't really come very far since. Don't know why. I just want my thumbprint. Boop. Oh, look, here's Deb's thumbprint. Let's put on just Deb's shows. That would be neat. That'd be cool. That'd be fantastic. No. I remember being like, Grandma, you just press 05. You just press 13, because that's all we had. We had 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. I could cope with that. That's it. And then we had the log or something at night. I even remember when TV was done at midnight or whatever it was. Rant over. Do you have a dump button person for the F-bomb, or are you doing it? I'm doing it. I am doing it. I'm trying to be more conscious of my F-bombs because I think YouTube doesn't like it. So I just kind of put it in there. I just say instead of the actual, I don't pronounce the F and the U and the thing all the way. I just kind of go over it. Thank you for noticing, though. I could have been like, oh, no, my engineer, he's in charge of the F-bomb drop. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Let's see. So next Monday before YouTube, I'm doing a Zoom where I'm talking about my book that I published 2 years ago that I talked about a lot in the beginning, but I haven't really talked about it much because I was like, oh, I wrote a book. I don't know if people like it. And I don't know if people care. And so I then stopped talking about it, but apparently a lot of people are reading it again. So I'm going to do a book club on just questions that you might have and talk about, I don't know, because you guys are going to bring the questions. So if you want to join that before YouTube, it's a Zoom. So we'll both be able to see each other. It'll be a little bit even more interactive than this. Email my office, info@beingknowingdoing.com, and ask for the Zoom links. It's free to join. Just ask for the Zoom links if you want to be a part of it. Let's see. Whatever happened to on, off, volume, up and down, push the channels are all different. Hate it. Next thing I know, I'm on channel 1555. What the hell is that? And it's a channel. That's the other thing. There is the channel. Oh, you're on 1555. There's 1,500 programs of shit on TV. My God. Okay, let me get to this before I sign off. Kieran, because I told Kieran to ask me this question. So usually when I go to Awake, I feel such an intense energy. This time I went and I didn't feel anything. It was almost as if she wasn't there. That does happen. And it's not necessarily the person who passed energy and journey. It could be multiple things. It could be where you were at in the moment of going to the wake. I imagine the wake was a little weird with masks and maybe social distancing. The wake itself might have been different this time, which might have been throwing things off. I say might. Maybe you didn't know this person very well. Maybe you knew them so well that there's grief kind of getting in the way. So there's so many different things that it could be, but you don't have to interpret it as they're not okay. They're fine. They left their body. Maybe they left sooner, although that's not an accurate term, so don't quote me on that. Maybe you're picking up, maybe they didn't believe in an afterlife, and once they cross, they do. But maybe you're picking up on the the remnants of the consciousness they had here in physical life. So they didn't bring in an afterlife and now you're not feeling them. So it could be so many different things. This is why I couldn't write it back to you in a response. That you just kind of have to feel your way through it, but I wouldn't interpret it as that this person was not okay or not there or didn't cross over any of the things that we often do think. Let's see. I'm reading through. Get it. Apple TV. Is Apple? I think we have Apple TV. Greg, do we have Apple TV? I think we do. Is that white box fixed on the back? We do. I think we do. Is it on all our TVs? I have no idea which TVs it's on. No idea. First time I was at a gallery, I left thinking this girl missed her calling. You're so freaking funny. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying I'm funny. Some people don't find me as funny at all. I remember one person left a gallery and I had to use the bathroom. So when the gallery was over, I normally stay for, talking to people afterwards, but I had to go to the bathroom so badly. So two people left a little early and I was kind of right behind them. And the girl, she was a little rough around the edges, I'm not going to lie. And she goes, "That sucked." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't like it." And she was like, "Oops." That's the passive aggressive in me showing up. Be like, "Sorry, I didn't like it." "No, I'm not. And I'm glad you didn't get a reading." That's what I've really felt inside. So she didn't appreciate my humor, like at all. So I appreciate that you are appreciating my humor. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Oh, Jen, I used to have that all the time. I have this weird sense of hearing other people's conversation in the distance. Once I hear them, I totally tune out the people around me. I physically have to change positions to tune them. Any ideas what that is? Yeah. I used to say, remember many years ago when you were on a landline phone, but sometimes you were kind of connected to a line and you could hear other people talking and sometimes you could make out their conversation, but you couldn't. I used to have that all the time. That's what it felt like somebody else was on the line with me. So I do believe that is kind of connecting into the collective consciousness. Does it mean they're deceased or is it someone down the street having a consciousness and you're picking up on their energy? Hard to say, but I totally know what that is like because I used to have it and it used to make me feel like I was crazy. And it's not like hearing voices. So when people are like, "Oh my God, we've been listening to Deborah and she's hearing voices." It's not that. You hear it. I mean, you do. But it's almost like a faint little radio is playing. I don't have it anymore. I haven't had it in 10, 15 years. I mean, it's been a long time since I've had it. Thank goodness. Good night, Sharon. Good night, DKJ Solo. Hopefully you guys join me next Monday. Please think about Sunday night meditations. It's $15 if you just want to show up for the one. I do monthly memberships, which makes it even cheaper if you want to attend all month. There's all sorts of different ways. Then there's this teachable thing that you do it totally on your own time, and it presents you 10 different styles of meditation so that you can kind of get an idea of each, and you do it at your own time. So I have so many opportunities. So please start investing in your own sense of self, whether it's with my stuff or someone else's. Please do that. So have a fabulous night, and I hope to see you all next Monday. So thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy your week and stay calm and cool. Bye.